What if I told you that the reason your energy, your sleep, and even your erections have faded after 60 has nothing to do with age itself? What if I told you the answer isn't inside a pill bottle or some complex treatment, but inside a small spice you've likely passed by 100 times at the store? And what if I told you that chewing this spice at night could send warm blood flowing through your body in seconds, waking up strength you believed was lost forever? I'm Dr. Rena Malik, a urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men just like you get back their vitality and confidence. I've sat across from thousands of men who thought their best years were behind them, and I've seen for myself that with the right method, that just isn't the case. I'm here to guide you with both science and understanding, because I know precisely what you're going through. Now, here's the puzzle. Most men believe fading performance is just a normal part of getting older. But that's not the truth. Erections don't just disappear with age. They weaken because blood flow slows and stress hormones increase. The sad part is that these changes can be undone if you know how to flip the right switches in your body. That's where this spice comes in. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how one simple 60-second habit done at the right time of day can unlock circulation, calm your stress, and restart your testosterone naturally. This is not theory. It's a proven natural method that has already changed the lives of men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And I'm going to take you step by step. Stay with me because in a moment I'll reveal not only what this spice is, but exactly how to use it to feel stronger, sleep deeper, and perform like yourself again. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next advice designed especially for men over 60. And let me hear from you in the comments. If you're ready to try this spice for yourself, type Y. If you're still unsure, type N so I know how to guide you better in future videos. Now that you understand the promise of this simple spice, let's begin with the first truth every man over 60 must know. Erections don't simply vanish with age. They weaken because the tiniest blood vessels in your body begin to narrow, slowly choking off the circulation your manhood depends on. Why erections fade after 60, I want you to know something important right from the start. When erections begin to fade after 60, it is not simply because you are getting older. Too many men blame age as if turning 60 automatically shuts down their body. That is not true. What actually happens is much more specific. And the good news is it can be changed. The blood vessels that supply your manhood are some of the smallest in your entire body. Imagine a strand of hair that's about the same size. Over the decades, every moment of stress, every night of poor sleep, every ounce of inflammation quietly narrows those vessels. The process is slow, almost invisible. One day, you wake up and realize your morning erections aren't as strong as they used to be. Over time, intimacy feels less reliable, and confidence begins to slip away. I have sat across from countless men in my office who whispered almost in shame that they felt like less of themselves because of this change, and I always tell them the same thing. You are not broken. Your body remembers exactly what to do. Those vessels can open again. Blood can flow again. The strength you once felt is not gone. It is simply waiting for the right signal to return. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Blood flow is only part of the picture. There is another hidden force at work in your body after 60, and it silently robs you of the energy and intimacy you deserve. And that is what we need to uncover next, the hidden hormone enemy. Now that you understand how weakened circulation quietly steals your strength, let's talk about something even more powerful that works against you, your hormones. Over the years, I've seen so many men walk into my office puzzled because their blood pressure was fine. Their heart seemed strong, yet they felt exhausted, disconnected, and strangely unmotivated. The truth is, the silent thief behind it all is cortisol, the stress hormone. When your body is under stress, whether it's financial worry, family responsibility, sleepless nights, or even hidden inflammation in your gums, cortisol levels rise. And here's the cruel reality: cortisol and testosterone are enemies. When cortisol rises, testosterone drops. Testosterone is not just about intimacy. It drives your energy, your mood, your confidence, even the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room. Without it, life feels flat. Many men tell me it's like living in black and white after decades of seeing the world in color. I remember one gentleman, 72 years old, who said to me, "Doc, I don't recognize myself anymore. I feel like a ghost of who I was." His labs showed sky-high cortisol and very low testosterone. When we brought his stress down, his testosterone returned, and with it came his smile, his drive, and yes, his intimacy. So, it's not just about getting blood where it needs to go. It's about calming the body, lowering stress, and creating an environment where testosterone can thrive again. And that brings us to something remarkable, a natural gift that has been hiding in plain sight for centuries, capable of tackling both circulation and cortisol at the same time. The spice that changes everything. Now, let me share with you something that still amazes me, even after decades of practice. For years, men have come to me desperate for answers, convinced that only expensive prescriptions or complicated procedures could restore what they had lost. Yet, sitting quietly in the spice rack of almost every kitchen is one of the most powerful natural tools I've ever seen. That spice is clove. You may think of it as something used in holiday recipes or old remedies. But inside this tiny flower bud lies a hidden strength that speaks directly to the challenges men face after 60. Clove contains a compound called eugenol. What makes eugenol remarkable is its ability to relax and open up blood vessels, acting like nature's own circulation booster. When those vessels open, blood moves freely again, not only to your heart and brain, but to the very place that defines your confidence as a man. But clove doesn't stop there. It also carries beta-aryphylline, a natural agent that calms the brain, lowers cortisol, and creates the perfect environment for testosterone to do its job. In other words, this spice tackles both sides of the battle. It frees your blood flow and quiets the stress that drags your hormones down. I've seen men who thought their best days were gone rediscover energy, intimacy, and joy simply by bringing this overlooked spice into their daily lives. It may sound almost too simple, but sometimes the answers that change everything are the ones hiding in plain sight. And once you know the power locked inside clove, the only question left is how to use it correctly. And that is exactly what we're going to explore next, the 60-second nighttime ritual. Now that you know the power hidden inside clove, the real question becomes, how do you use it in a way that your body can absorb and respond to quickly? Over the years, I've seen men try powders, oils, and supplements, but the most effective way is also the simplest. It takes just 1 minute. No equipment, no prescriptions, no waiting rooms. You begin with 2 or 3 whole cloves, the dried flower buds themselves, not the powder and not the oil. Place them gently between your teeth and bite down until you hear that little crack. For the first 30 seconds, do not chew. Let the warm, potent oils seep into your saliva and pass through the soft tissues of your mouth straight into your bloodstream. Unlike a pill that takes hours to work through digestion, this method works almost instantly. After those 30 seconds, slowly chew the cloves for another 30. Feel the oils release fully, their sharp flavor reminding you that something powerful is happening. By this time, the active compounds have already begun opening your blood vessels and calming your nervous system. You can swallow the remains or spit them out. It doesn't matter. The work is already being done. Men often tell me they're surprised by how such a small, ordinary act could feel so meaningful, as if their body was waking up again. This ritual takes just 60 seconds, yet it can set the stage for deeper sleep, calmer nights, and stronger circulation. But timing matters, and when you choose to do this ritual, can amplify its effects even more. Let's talk about the perfect moments to unlock its full potential. The best times to chew. As with many things in life, timing can make the difference between an ordinary result and a remarkable one. I've discovered that the moments you choose to chew this spice are just as important as the ritual itself. The most powerful time is about an hour before bed. This is when your body naturally begins to settle down. Your blood pressure softens and your nervous system shifts toward recovery. Chewing clove at this hour prepares your body for the deep restorative sleep during which testosterone is produced. Many of my patients have told me that after making this a habit, they not only slept more soundly, but also woke up with a kind of strength and confidence they hadn't felt in years. The second golden window is first thing in the morning before you eat. Think of it as jump-starting your engine for the day. On an empty stomach, the active compounds in clove move through your system quickly, clearing brain fog, sharpening focus, and igniting circulation. It's like opening the curtains to let in fresh morning sunlight, but for your blood and your energy. Some men also chew it before exercise or intimacy, finding it primes them to feel stronger, more present, and fully alive in the moment. Choosing these times isn't just about routine. It's about syncing with your body's natural rhythms to get the maximum benefit. But knowing when to chew is only part of the story. The real excitement comes when you begin to see what happens after days and weeks of staying consistent. And that is where the journey becomes truly life-changing. What to expect over 30 days? One of the most common questions I hear from men is, "Doc, how soon will I feel the difference?" And I always tell them this: real change doesn't come overnight, but with consistency, your body will begin to respond in ways that are both subtle and powerful. In the first 7 days, most men describe a gentle shift. They notice a lightness in their chest, a warmth spreading through their lower body, or simply that their sleep feels deeper and less interrupted. It's not dramatic, but it's the foundation being laid quietly beneath the surface. By the second week, around day 14, the benefits begin to gather momentum. Many men tell me they wake up feeling more refreshed, their minds clearer, and their mood steadier. Some even report something they hadn't experienced in years, a stronger morning erection or a spontaneous spark of desire that seemed lost. This is your circulation coming back to life, your hormones starting to rebalance, and your body remembering how to perform as it once did. By day 30, the transformation becomes undeniable. Erections are firmer, more consistent, and confidence returns, not just in intimate moments, but in everyday life. Men tell me they carry themselves differently. They smile more, and they feel present in their own skin again. This is not about chasing youth. It is about reclaiming vitality, about stepping back into the man you were always meant to be. And yet, even as powerful as this simple spice ritual can be, there are ways to boost its effects even further using small natural habits that multiply the results. Let's explore those powerful additions next. Bonus boosting strategies. Over the years, I've learned that even the simplest rituals can become more powerful when paired with the right habits. Think of it like adding kindling to a fire. The flame is already there, but with the right support, it grows brighter and stronger. One of the easiest ways to elevate the clove ritual is by combining it with a spoonful of pure honey. Honey is more than a natural sweetener. It contains boron, a mineral linked to testosterone support and blood sugar balance. When you pair clove with honey, you're feeding your circulation and your hormones at the same time, setting the stage for deeper, more restorative recovery. Another simple but powerful addition is movement. A 10-minute walk after chewing your cloves in the morning acts like a pump, pushing freshly oxygenated blood through vessels that the eugenol has just helped to open. Men often tell me they feel their whole body come alive on these short walks, as if their energy is surging from the inside out. And then there's breathing. While you chew, try a box breathing technique, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 2, exhaling slowly for 6. This quiets the nervous system, lowers cortisol, and maximizes the way your body absorbs the active compounds in clove. It may seem small, but it makes a noticeable difference. Of course, quality matters too. Fresh organic cloves with a strong, sharp aroma will always deliver more potent effects. If the scent is weak, the spice has likely lost much of its strength. These small additions take just minutes, but can dramatically amplify results. Yet, as powerful as all this sounds, there's an even deeper layer to the transformation, a shift not just in the body, but in the way you feel about yourself. That's what we need to talk about next: emotional transformation. When men first come to me, they often talk about their physical struggles, tiredness, weaker erections, restless nights. But as I listen more closely, I hear something deeper. What troubles them most is not just the physical changes, but the way those changes chip away at their identity. They tell me they feel less confident, less connected to their partners, and in some cases, less like the man they once knew. This is why the clove ritual matters so much. It's not only about circulation or hormones, it's about giving you back a sense of control over your own body and your own life. I've seen men who once walked with their heads down begin to carry themselves taller again. They laugh more, they reach for their partner's hand, they smile in ways their families haven't seen in years. Confidence is not a small thing. It affects every conversation, every relationship, every choice you make in your day. When your blood flows freely, when your stress eases, when you sleep deeply and wake with energy, you begin to live fully again. You stop avoiding intimacy and start enjoying connection. You stop feeling invisible and start feeling alive. This emotional rebirth is what makes such a simple ritual so powerful. You're not just restoring physical performance, you're reclaiming your dignity, your pride, and your joy in being a man. And yet, to make this transformation last, you need to take action. Simple, clear steps that ensure these changes become part of your daily life. That's exactly what I want to guide you through next. Call to action and closing inspiration. At this point, you've learned the truth about why your strength fades, the hidden role of stress hormones, and the surprising power of a tiny spice that can bring it all back. But knowledge alone will not change your life. Action will. That's why I want to encourage you to start tonight. Take 2 or 3 whole cloves, follow the simple 1-minute ritual, and give your body the signal it has been waiting for. This is not about trying another gimmick or chasing youth. It's about reclaiming the energy, the confidence, and the intimacy that have always been part of who you are. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s transform their health and rediscover themselves simply by taking this first small step. One man told me with tears in his eyes that after weeks of feeling his body respond again, he finally felt like himself for the first time in years. That kind of change doesn't just affect you. It changes how you show up for your partner, your family, and your own happiness. So, here's what I ask. Try this ritual, commit to it, and then share your journey. If you found value in what you've heard, subscribe and stay connected, because I'll continue to bring you practical, natural strategies designed specifically for men over 60. This is more than a video. It's an invitation to step back into your own strength. And as powerful as this call to action is, what matters most is how you carry it forward. Because in the conclusion, I want to leave you with one lasting message that could change how you see yourself for the rest of your life. As we come to the end, let me remind you of what we've discovered together. Erections don't fade just because of age. They fade because of blood flow, stress, and hormones that you can fix. A simple spice, clove, has the power to open up your blood vessels, calm your mind, and bring back your confidence. I've seen it change men who thought their best years were over, and I know it can do the same for you. 1 minute, one choice, one habit at night. That's all it takes to start taking back your energy. Your strength is waiting. Now it's your turn.